What's up? It's your boy Sean P back again with another edition of Hip Hop Roundtable Reviews, and we're joined again with my homie Reese, funeral man from Torture Talk, or aka the King of the North.
Yeah.
All right,
good, man. What's going on?
So, yesterday afternoon, the news went down that the Drake UMG case was formally dismissed. You know, the case that raged on, I'd say almost for a year now. The most highly debated case that actually carried on the beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake and extended the battle because people actually picked sides. You know, Drake stands versus, Kendrick fans about the court case. You know what I mean? People were actually defending the court case, into these weird innuendos that Drake is trying to save the record industry and save the artist from the record industry and whatnot. So we're going to break it all down and we're finally going to sum it up. We're going to bring this thing to a close, Reese. And first, we're going to walk through the steps of the dismissal. I got a video by Chig Smooth. Shout out to Chig Smooth and his pod. Definitely check that out. And then we're going to walk through, what you thought about the overall dismissal. Given that it's going to be the hottest topic, I would say for the next week or so, as far as the news cycle is concerned in hip hop. So let's get ready and go with that. Let me share my screen. All right. And let's see what Chig Smooth is talking about.
Get ready. You know what to do, Chig.
Look at Chig Smooth.
Hey, Chig Smooth. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
First you lose the battle, then you lose the lawsuit. All on your birthday month. Damn, hate to see it. Oh boy, here we go, you guys. Who did not see this one coming? I truly hope nobody out there besides Drake fans are shocked. Judge Vargas has officially dismissed Drake's defamation lawsuit.
That's funny. That was really in that Iceman 3, the case dismissed?
No. Somebody did that. That's somebody did that. No, it said legacy on it.
Oh, that's great, man. I love it. Great. That's perfect.
Against UMG over Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us record. That's right, you guys. The case has officially been dismissed. Judge Vargas said, this case arises from perhaps the most infamous rap battle in the genre's history, the vitriolic war of words that erupted between superstar recording artists Drake and Kendrick Lamar in the spring of 2024. Over the course of 16 days, the two artists released 8 so-called diss tracks with increasingly heated rhetoric, loaded accusations, and violent imagery. The penultimate song of this feud, Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar, dealt the metaphorical killing blow. The song contains lyrics explicitly accusing Drake of being a PDF, set to a catchy beat and propulsive bass line. Not Like Us went on to become a cultural sensation, achieving immense commercial success and critical acclaim. Drake has brought this action against UMG for defamation, harassment in the second degree, and violation of Section 349 of the New York General Business Law.
I can't get over this, man. I still can't get over, to this day, he really sued over a rap battle. It's the most shocking thing that I've ever seen in my life, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you could get in your feelings that bad to sue over a rap battle. And at the end of the day, you sued the wrong person or the wrong entity.
Drake's been coddled his whole career that he really thought that he was bigger than the program.
That's crazy, man.
They showed him that he wasn't. And he said, you know what? All right, then I'll just sue y'all.
You know what it is? Like I was talking with somebody in the Facebook group, and I said Drake really showed how dumb he really is. And my buddy in there, he said it's not really him being dumb. I don't think he's so much dumb. It's just his emotion outweighed his real acumen over things. And That's his problem. His emotion just was so, so much bigger because of the loss that he went this extreme route.
Drake is he's you ever seen the 5 Heartbeats?
I've seen parts of it.
Well, if you ever watch it, there's a character, David, I believe it's David Ruffin.
I know the real David Ruffin. I've heard about those stories.
He felt as though that he made this. And I think Drake feels as though that he made hip hop what it is today. And for you to turn your back on me, oh yeah, I'm burning the whole thing down. That's how I feel about Drake. When you say his emotion got in the way, I think that's what happened.
That's a good point, man. We'll talk more about it. Let's go.
For the court is defendant's motion to dismiss pursuant to Rule 12(b)(6) of Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. Because the court concludes that the allegedly defamatory statements in Not Like Us are non-actionable opinion, Drake, get your bitch ass and your bitch ass lawyers out of my courtroom. The motion to dismiss is granted. Damn, why the judge go so hard on Drake like this?
Yo, did she really say that?
No, she ain't said that.
That's what I thought. I was like, that's kind of...
He added that in there.
For a U.S. District Court.
He ain't said that.
That's a non-actionable opinion.
Yeah.
That's great. It would be funny as hell if she did really say it, though.
She probably said it. She probably said it off record.
Yeah.
Get this shit out of here.
Get out my court. God damn it. You're a waste of time, waste of taxpayers' money.
Oh, God.
Get the hell out.
You guys know when I knew this case was pretty much done and Drake was cooked? It was the moment Drake's lawyers started to mention tweets from people on Twitter, social media content creators, YouTubers, pretty much reaching and grasping for straws at things that's not there. Anytime you gotta use social media, especially YouTube videos, where people get online and give their own opinion and assessment on things, you do not have a case, buddy. I'm sorry. Drake, people told you for the longest of time, bro, these lawyers you have, they are scamming you. Get rid of them. They know this lawsuit was bullshit from the start, Drake. They all got together in their meeting room and had a great 10-minute laugh at this lawsuit. They knew you had no case from the jump. They just wanted your money. And now,
what do you think about that? You think the lawyers really did scam him?
All right, so I would say this. If I have to go with them being honorable guys,
yeah,
I would say no. But most lawyers are not really. They just go for the bag sometimes. I think they really knew that he had no case, but he insisted on it. And they said, okay, we're just going to go. We're going to do our best. And they tried. They did something that I never thought that they would do. They try to separate Not Like Us from the whole case and say it was its own separate song.
And I commend the judge for doing her homework and listening to the whole battle and all the songs to get the full context of it. I totally commend her for that, because that's what a real objective judge should do. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you when we talk. I'm gonna tell you where he went wrong. Where Drake went wrong. I'm gonna tell you where he went wrong.
Yeah, I think I know where you're going, and I agree with you. But we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
now that you lost this lawsuit, it's even more awkward because you're still signed to UMG. So what now? What's your next move? UMG put out this statement after the judge dismissed the case. They said from the outset, this suit was an affront to all artists and their creative expression and never should have seen the light of day. We're pleased with the court's dismissal and look forward to continuing our work successfully, promoting Drake's music and investing in his career.
In other words, get your ass back in the studio, boy. You better get that album out. You better get that Iceman out now.
Get back to work, boy.
You better give me 2 Iceman albums this year. You owe us, motherfucker. Get back to work.
Oh, man. That's crazy.
They slapped him. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hey, Drake, get your bitch ass in line and go make us some more money. How dare you think you can take us to court? Are you crazy? Especially for some shit that you dared Kendrick Lamar to do. You remember in your Tailor-Made freestyle where you pretended to be Tupac and you said, yo, talk about him liking young girls. That's a gift from me. Heard it on the Joe Budden podcast. It's gotta be true. And speaking of the Joe Budden podcast, as soon as the case was dismissed, Joe went on
I gotta stop it right there. The troll game is epic by Joe Budden, bro. Oh my God. But you know what? He kind of deserves it because remember when he called Joe Budden's a failed rapper? Remember all of that when all of the dogs went out when Joe was just giving his opinion on the album?
Yeah.
He kind of deserves this shit, dog.
He got his nails painted.
He got his nails painted. What is that? Is that Photoshop or
No, that's real. He got his nails painted. He always paints.
That's a real pic?
This is a real pic. Yeah.
Damn.
Nah,
You really do look like you put on some weight on that one.
This is a real pic. Nah, because he was calling Joe fat, and this what Joe put up.
Oh, the troll game, epic, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's gonna live this down.
social media to troll Drake. He went on to post this picture of Drake looking fat and disgusting. DJ Mustard also went on Twitter to have a laugh at Drake's expense. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. You have to
That's classic, y'all. Laughing emojis, man. That's all you got. That's all you got to do.
This is crazy.
Oh, they're gonna be trolling him for a good while now, man.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So imagine there's a lot of people that is going to be clowning Drake for this lawsuit being dismissed. But speaking of Drake, him and his team are not giving up. Surprise, surprise. They said we intend to appeal today's ruling and we look forward to the Court of Appeals reviewing it. Brother.
But that's gonna go nowhere. Like, come on, it didn't even make it to trial. So you mean to tell me they're really gonna appeal a case that got dismissed? They didn't even make it to trial, bro.
How you appeal a case that didn't even happen?
Yeah. I mean, the judge just laughed it out the court.
You just gotta enter a new case.
You know what they're gonna do now? They're gonna try and go back. Remember they said that the botting thing they couldn't go off of? Well, they basically defamed me or unpromoted me by botting Kendrick streams. Bet you they go back to that.
Yeah.
Like we couldn't get it for the defamation on the song, but you definitely botted. So we're gonna go and look at that now. Oh, the reaching, man. Out of control, man.
Why can't you just take your L in peace and go home? Drop the Iceman album this month, then take a break for the rest of the year, and then maybe by February, March, you come back again with a new record. Nobody believed you when you said this was a fight for every artist that signed to UMG. Everybody knew you were full of shit and this was only about you and yourself. If you do not want to be called a PDF, do not engage in a rap battle with somebody that's willing to go there. Listen, let me talk to you Drake fans out there. Not the pop Drake fans out there. I'm talking to the
they need to get a talking to. That's for sure.
Yeah.
hip hop Drake
They know
fans
who they
out
are.
there. Are you guys finally going to admit that this lawsuit was bullshit? Not only was it bullshit, but it was also baseless. Keep in mind, this is a guy that told us that he studies rap battles for a living. You guys were talking all this smack in my comments about Drake taking this to court. The judge is going to rule in Drake's favor. This is going to change rap music forever. I just want to know if you guys are going to keep the same energy. Are you guys going to admit that Drake was actually wrong? It's okay. Let's see how this all plays out. You guys get in the comments.
All right, we'll stop sharing on that. And see, that's a good point too, man, because are they really going to admit that they were wrong on this?
Nah.
Because, and see, Drake is so disingenuous. He tries to he always tries to play this soft ass martyr all the time. Like him, like that's the thing about him, Nicki, Wayne, all of these YMCMB clowns. And yes, they're clowns at this point. They always try to play this martyr role and said, yes, I'm doing this to save every artist out there and on UMG to get their right share of money. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Unbelievable, man. It's crazy.
Oh my God. This shit's crazy, man. But all right, man. So what were your first thoughts when the case got dismissed? I gotta ask you on this because I so many things were going through my head when I first got the news.
So I'll put it to you like this, right? When I first heard it, it kind of like I was thinking of this theory that Drake had in the Iceman series, right? Did you watch it? Did you watch the Iceman series?
I watched most of it. I watched one
watched the last
and parts of 3.
That's the important one, right? So throughout the episode, he was chased around by 3 different it was actually 4 different Pinocchios, but 3 of them chased him. And they caught him at the end.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I thought about it and I said, damn, I think Drake knew that this was going to get dismissed. That's why he did that at the end of that episode. Got caught. Because I think he knew it was over. You know what I'm saying? He just didn't say nothing. You got to understand what we dealing with here. Drake is what Kendrick said. He is a master manipulator.
Yeah.
You don't become that big of an artist without some type of skill to manipulate an audience. You know what I'm saying? That's what he does. He just got caught. Kendrick exposed him, and now it's kind of hard for him. So when I heard about the case being dismissed, I kind of felt like he knew it was coming. He knew this, and this is the reason why he's not here in America. Well, I think he is now, but he's not here because he knew all this was going to happen. For me, I knew it was going to get dismissed because I said there's no way in the world you can say this is a defamation case if you're actually saying egregious things about him as well, which is crazy for you to say, he said I was a PDF, but he beats on his girl and his kids ain't his.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, come on, bro.
I mean, if that's not the biggest, throw stones and hide your hand, I don't know what is. You know what I mean?
Right? You figure Kendrick is a guy with morals, values. People look at him as in a certain light.
Yeah.
Drake is a guy who people look at as this guy. They don't know what he is. They don't know if he actually is messing with young. Nobody really knows for sure. So those allegations are kind of equal to me. You say this about me, I'm gonna say this about you. You get what I'm saying? So it's equal.
It's a battle.
Yeah, it's a battle. So him saying these things about Kendrick, that's reputational. He could have ruined everything for Kendrick. Everything. Kendrick was smart in this battle because he never spoke on none of it. He kept his mouth shut.
Kept the music, which is what you should do. Yeah, I mean, my overall thoughts were, I was like, how long? Why did it take this long? Like, this was the dumbest case and the biggest reach of a case I've ever seen in my life, just about. Like, because this is what I'm thinking of it as. So you mean to tell me that UMG was really prepared to ruin the reputation of an artist just so he could lose money and the company can lose money? Because listen, if they have a decline in sales from Drake isn't the only one that loses. UMG loses more money and more profit share than he does. So they were going to do this on purpose and then loop in and kind of do it through Kendrick Lamar, who doesn't have a real deal with UMG, kind of has a distribution thing and is really an Interscope artist, but that's neither here nor there. To do a diss record that just came out of nowhere to defame him just so they could sign him at a lower number. You know what I mean? And I say to myself, that's got to be the most idiotic thing I've ever seen and ever heard of, because if Drake really caught on to that, he could just say, oh, you're trying to fuck me? All right. Here are the rest of my albums. I'll put out a bunch of greatest hits, a bunch of lost tapes albums. I'll see you later. I'm signing a new deal, or I'm going independent. Just run out your contract. Because obviously, if you're going to that length to defame somebody, I mean, what's the purpose of suing them? Just go to another label and you're going to make up that deal anyway, because the next person is going to pay you twice as much. You probably get that $1 billion deal if you just would have went to Sony or wherever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It made no sense to me. Like, okay, UMG is that dumb that they really made this big concoction just so they could sign him at a lower number when he's their number one commodity. It makes no damn sense. So I was just saying to myself, it's about damn time. I thought they should have dismissed this like basically when they first started doing Discovery. I don't know why it took this long.
You know, the thing I think a lot of people don't understand about Drake and Kendrick. These are the two biggest rappers in the world right now. UMG knows this. UMG they have their hand in Kendrick. They have their hand in Drake. They want maximum profit from both.
Exactly.
I think that the problem Drake ran into is he been doing underhanded dirty for so long that he thought that they was gonna do that with Kendrick too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta think about it, right? It's like outside of Jay, it's really an M, it's really only them two. That's the biggest artist right now, or rapper, I would say.
Yeah.
Kanye West was, but he went his own way. So let's just say that.
And he's independent now.
Yeah, so he's on his own, right? But Drake and Kendrick, you got UMG is in the middle of both of them, and they saying, you know what? They're gonna battle. Everybody step back. Nobody can get involved. Nobody will get involved. It's
Let it
just
play out.
Drake was like, nah, y'all was helping me before. Why you not helping me now? They like, no, we're not going to help you because you know why? This guy is just as important as you is. He has a whole subsection of the culture that you don't have. He's going to battle. And when they battle, I think that Drake thought that UMG was going to help him more than they helped Kendrick. And that's why he's saying, oh, they botted him. No, what they did was they let it be an even playing field. They didn't bot you. They didn't bot him. And he turned out to be the winner. And they won. You know what I'm saying? Instead of Drake, just in my opinion, what Drake should have did, Drake should have just battled Kendrick until they just stopped. They should have just kept going back and forth. Kendrick was ready to go hit for hit for him with him. And I think Drake was like, oh nah, I'm UMG is gonna put a stop to this soon. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't. And that's what happened.
You know, that's a good point because that leads to my next question. Like, what was Drake's real motive out of this lawsuit? Because this has to be the most poorly thought out lawsuit ever. But I'm glad that you brought that up about the battle because, in my opinion, and we're gonna go back to the battle. Mm-hmm. We're gonna go back to when this all started. I think my theory is Drake actually concocted this theory to get off the label. I really do think he thought that UMG was fucking him. Mm-hmm. But the thing about it was it really wasn't they were fucking him. Drake was just falling off. If you look at his sales from pre-COVID to now, in his first week sales, every album has steadily declined in first week sales. Like, his hits don't hit the same. His hits don't stay around as longer. He doesn't have as many timeless hits as he did in the 2010s. I think Drake looked at that and said, why am I not hitting like I used to? And he wanted to blame the record label, UMG, for not promoting him. Mm. But the thing is, he was promoted just as much as he was before. He's on every playlist. He gets first dibs at, every promotional activity or promotional support that they have to put his album on top, all the top billboards, everything. It's still that. It's just Drake slowly was declining. Mm-hmm. And I think when Joe Buttons pointed that out on All for the Dogs, that's why he got so emotional about it. Called him a failed rapper and did all of that other stuff. Because I think that really hit home. And I think with First Person Shooter coming out, that was Drake's kind of like salt to kind of be like, fuck a big three, even though he didn't directly call out Kendrick with the Michael Jackson line. He kind of subbed him on that, you know. And then once, what was it? Once, Like That hit, I think Drake was kind of indifferent. I think he really didn't want to go at Kendrick Lamar at first. But I think once that J. Cole bowed out after 7 Minute Drill, Drake was like, you know what? This was going to be a great way for me to get back in the public, because I think Drake literally thought he was going to Meek Mill Kendrick Lamar. I swear to God, I think he looked at that. That's the reason why, if you think about it, he basically did push-ups, tailor-made freestyle, and Family Matters all at the same time. He had Family Matters waiting, right? Mm-hmm. But he thought, and you could tell, he thought on tailor-made freestyle that Kendrick Lamar was going to put out a song that might have been hard, but it was going to appeal to the boom bap heads, to the real hip-hop heads. It wasn't going to cross over to the mainstream. And to a point, he was kind of correct, because I think to this day, if Kendrick would have stopped at Meet the Grams, I think that the battle would have been looked at a lot even, right? But then Not Like Us came, and Drake wasn't ready for that. Yeah. Drake did not think he could have that Kendrick could do a hit of that magnitude, and that's when Drake had to say, oh, this plan is totally backfiring because people are turning on him. He's losing fans now. So he had to really, I think he really wanted to leave the label. That's what it was. But since Kendrick got so much attention, he got so emotional about it, and he made such a rash decision. He said, fuck it, I'm going to sue the label. That's how I'm going to get off. And he totally fucked it up. Totally fucked it up.
I definitely agree with you on that. I definitely think that Drake had, his motive to me was for him to knock Kendrick off and solidify himself as the greatest rapper of this generation.
That's right.
I think that he did sleep on Kendrick, but he knew Kendrick's abilities, but I think he felt like, well, I got the public. It's nothing Kendrick can do to me. I got the fans. I got the public. He can't do nothing with me. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, I have the backing. Now, once he realized he didn't have all that, I think he used this lawsuit as a rollout for his album, because everything ties into this. It ties into that.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It does. Like,
how are you going to use? But let's just think about that. Yeah. You're going to use a lawsuit for a rollout for your next album.
Because look, if you watch the Iceman episodes, he's fighting against the machine. This is what the lawsuit is. That's what it's all about.
The thing about it is, see, this is the thing about Drake. Drake, you came out of the machine. You've been the machine for so long, and you can't go back now and try and get the real hip hop audience and make yourself being anti-machine. I think that's why he's so misguided and disingenuous in this, to think that real knowledgeable hip hop fans that actually know the game and study hip hop are going to buy that, oh, you're really doing this for real hip hop, for the artists and all of this. No, it's a bunch of horse shit, dog. Like in the end of it, it's a bunch of horse shit.
I also think that a lot of there's a big thing that I think people are missing when it comes to Drake and Kendrick and this lawsuit, in my opinion, right? So you have Drake, who's the hit maker, right? You have Kendrick, who's the accolade guy. People got to understand, accolades is always more valuable than hits and money. You're talking about companies who have trillions of dollars. They're always going to make money. That's it. But when you win awards, these awards are cemented forever, and they are connected to everything. Everybody gets something. This is why Lucien Grains, Dr. Dre was so happy Kendrick won, because you have Atlantic, you have UMG, you have Republic. All of these, they're looking for these album of the year, song of the year, because that brings more money to them, more eyes on them. Oh, they produce good people. Oh, that's what it is. Drake hasn't won any of these awards for so long. And people think that it's about the hits. No, it's about the accolades. These companies want to collect as much as possible because this is public stuff. This is not, some people say that it is, but they do take polls on who's this and who's that. So now Kendrick Lamar is winning all the awards. Ultimately, this is what happens. So I think that Drake knew this, and he manipulated the masses to think that this lawsuit was a good thing. And the lawsuit wasn't, because if you think about it, the lawsuit was going to change the whole dynamic of how hip hop is viewed. And the record labels wasn't going to get affected by it. It was going to be all the artists, because now you got to pay attention to what you say. Then the record label could come back and say, well, you can't say that because they might try to sue us for that. Then they can really dictate what you say. And I think a lot of people didn't understand that. They were just,
you know what? And I think, and that kind of brings me to the next point. But before we get to that, like, I think that's a good point, because I think when Drake first filed the motion for discovery, and at the beginning, people were kind of looking at it like, well, yeah, maybe he is doing this to kind of, get the artists to have their say or get their fair share. But as time went on and more, facts and more points about the case came out through social media, people start to see this as just a sham. And it was not only the real hip hop fans, but also the casuals were like, all right, bro, what you really doing here? And I think people, and I'll give even some of the casuals credit. I mean, even people like, shout out Never Gave Up, and even DJ Academics to a point, where like, bro, this ain't happening, bro. Like, you're all over the place. So with that, like, what was the moment that you realized this case was total bullshit?
When the judge questioned one of the lawyers and said,
yeah,
how is it that you can say that this song is separate, but all of the songs, Drake was taunting Kendrick and telling Kendrick to do these things, and then Kendrick does it, and now you're saying that it's Kendrick's fault. But your guy was saying, no, I need you to do this. Go say this about me. Say this about me.
He was egging on the battle because he started it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, too, I think where Drake lost everything was in The Heart Part 6. That song was the nail in the coffin for this case, in my opinion.
The white flag.
Because in The Heart Part 6, he did two things in that song to me that I think no MC should ever do. Number one, you explained yourself. You don't ever explain yourself in a rap battle.
You never do that.
Never do that. Now your word can be used against you. And number two, you brought up somebody that you brought up all these names that Kendrick never even said. He never said
Bobby Brown.
Really Bobby Brown.
It stands out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, and you said the Epstein angle, that's the shit that I expect. He said Weinstein. He didn't say Epstein. And so was you listening to what I'm saying? So I felt that this case was bullshit from the beginning. When I seen that, I believe when Kendrick dropped G and X, that's when Drake filed for the lawsuit. And I said, oh yeah, this is crazy. Now he's mad because this album is out, it's doing good. He can't do nothing to combat it. He ain't dropped no songs to stop it, nothing. That's when I knew it was bullshit.
I think I was with you on both those points. And even at that point, I was like, this isn't really going to ride through. But there was a part of me that's saying, I don't know if this judge is just trying to go for the ride for this, or she's getting a kick at this, because this is a total waste of taxpayers' money. But when they filed the motion for discovery, Drake's lawyers, to get the medical records and DNA tests for Kendrick Lamar's child or his son to see if that's his DNA or what have you. If there are any domestic violence or police records for Kendrick Lamar, and also Kendrick Lamar's record contract. I said to myself, this case is over because not all three of these discovery items, they have nothing to do with Not Like Us. They all have to do with family matters. That's the record that Drake made. That's not the record that's on trial here. Yeah. Why is he asking for discovery for all the Kendrick stuff? What is that going to show about Not Like Us? You know? And I looked at it like the judge played along with it and granted, you know, all of that stuff to the lawyers or what have you. But I think after that, the judge was like, all right, this shit's going on too long. Like, come on. What are we? You're wasting time now. Yeah. And on top of all this, on top of leaking all of this to social media, because now this is not a case about really defamation or a case about you being devalued. Now you're making it a case to basically tarnish the reputation of the next dude. You know what I mean? Or the guy you're going against. Because if Drake, think about it this way. If Drake really wanted to get information for discovery that he was being defamed or they were trying to devalue him, all he had to do was get records for the last 3 or 4 years outside of this battle to show, okay, well, they cut my promotion budget on a tour, or they cut my album budget several times. So I had to pay some producers out of pocket, or some producers it took me a while to pay, or this got cut, or this got cut. Then you would have had more a case to say, well, why are they cutting their budget from their number one, you know, commodity here? Maybe they are trying to devalue you. But he never went for that. You went for irrelevant information that dealt with a diss song that was not like us. You know, so I said to myself, they're going to throw this thing out after that bullshit. This is a waste of time.
Yeah, I definitely think, no, you're absolutely right about that. He did do all that. He definitely did waste a lot of people's time. Like, but you know, the crazy thing is, yeah. Well, I guess we'll speak on this. I guess we'll speak on it on the next segment. But it's a silver lining here that I think, and I'm gonna get my take at the end of what I think, what I think Drake should do from here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What I think he should do from here. But yeah. I definitely think that it was crazy and bullshit that he brought this case about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Definitely was.
Yeah, I definitely think when they did that, I was like, come on, man. What's your real angle here? It's almost like through that, he wanted to kind of regain some energy and regain some sympathy for Family Matters, because when they hear all of that, people are going to go back and listen to Family Matters. Like, why are they bringing up the DNA or record contract to Kendrick Lamar? Well, that's what Push-Ups was about. You know what I mean? So they were going to go back and I'm like, Drake, you wasting our time, man. But see, one of the important questions about this is, was Drake really called a PDF? Well, now we know what PDF is, you know, obviously the term that we're not going to bring up. But the thing is, like, what people fail to realize is that Drake really didn't get called that. If you go back and if you know lyrics like that, you know that he was basically saying, Drake, I heard you like him young, which was factual. Drake had had a text relationship with a 13-year-old actress. That's fact. Drake kissed a 17-year-old fan on stage and basically groped her on stage when he was over the age of 21. That's fact. Drake has dated women, including Lotto's sister, that were 19, 20 years old when he was well in his 30s, in his mid to late 30s. That's fact. So one could draw the conjecture you like girls young. But when Kendrick Lamar was saying, hey, certified PDF or whatever, he was referring to the crew because several of the crew members, including Baka Not Nice, had, SA cases out there with younger women. So that was all fact. And he just made a play on words. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's almost like the narrative got created by a certain fan base, aka the Drake stans, that they wanted to hide behind this. Well, he called him a PDF when he really didn't.
Yeah, I think where Kendrick Lamar genius comes in at, he left it up to the listeners to actually
That's right.
call Drake the PDF.
Yeah,
he left it up to the assumption, and here's the craziest part: he left it up to the assumption off of Drake's own words,
and he used his own words against
him. I hear you like him young. You told me in Tailor Made Freestyle
to say that. That's genius. So, I mean, so the judge in the case called this a non-actionable item, okay? So I'm going to pull this up because there's narratives out there that Kendrick lied. Kendrick told a lie by saying Drake was a PDF and whatever, when he really didn't. So they call this a non-actionable items on both sides. Both Kendrick and Drake used this in the battle. So I'm going to read this. A non-actionable opinion is a statement that expresses a belief or judgment rather than asserting a provable fact, and therefore cannot be the basis for a defamation lawsuit. These opinions are typically vague, subjective, or hyperbolic, hyperbole is being used. And a reasonable person would not interpret them as factual assertion that can be proven true or false. Examples of statements like cheating the city or describing someone as a crook, you know what I mean? Which is typically used in, political arenas, you know what I mean? The statement lacks, subjective or vague. So, the statement lacks precise meaning or cannot be proven true or false. An example is calling a restaurant server unpleasant in a subjective opinion, but stating the restaurant served expired chicken is a factual claim. So in the end of the day, really, that's what this whole battle was about. But they want to, Drake fans want to go back to this. He told a lie, where all he did is suggest based on conjecture from past behaviors from Drake to let you be the judge, certified PDF. And because of Drake's past behavior with young women, people are saying, well, is he really? I don't know. I mean, on the other side, there is nothing that said, and there's nothing that can back up Kendrick Lamar had a domestic incident with his wife or anything about his child. That was pulled out of thin air. But Drake fans, they ran with it. And they ran with it as if it's fact. So in the end of the day, it's almost like the Drake fans are the ones that are making, more of a fact out of a non-actionable opinion, more than the people that thought Kendrick Lamar won with the certified PDF line.
Yeah. Kendrick in this battle was very good at planting seeds in the public's head.
That's right.
About things that Drake said, and he used his own words against them. The whole certified lover boy, certified PDF.
Hey, are you frozen?
Oh, okay. It was, it just, I don't know, you froze, bro.
Did you freeze?
Good.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
You can see
all right.
it?
It was
All
frozen. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. I don't know.
It's
Well,
good
all
now?
right. Go ahead. Go ahead. Make your
Yeah.
point.
I guess I'll keep talking. It was said as a question, in my opinion,
Yeah.
like certified lover boy, certified pedophile. Like,
Exactly. That
you know what I'm
too.
saying? Like, and if you listen to the lines before that, he led up to that. You know what I'm saying? So I think, and then when you get people who don't have, and it's so crazy to see how this plays out. You literally have a man saying that this man beats on his girl with no proof,
Yeah.
and you're saying that Kendrick is lying on Drake. But
Mhm.
at the same time, your guy is literally lying on this man.
Yeah.
And you are saying that, well, we don't know if it's true or not. There's no evidence of that, but you have all of this evidence, including what Drake had said. This is how I say, like, we living in, I don't know, upside down world or something. Drake
Yeah.
literally said these things. There's hundreds, well, hundreds, but women saying that Drake was pulling up at high school girls' basketball teams. Like, we're just gonna ignore all that. And,
Exactly.
and and on top of that, he just said, I hear you like them young. You better not ever go to Cell Block 1. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He described everything that was told on the internet. So when people say, when the judge say this was what they call it, hyperbolic or whatever you want to call it,
Hyperbole. That's right.
I mean, you could say it was,
That's
but
masterful. That's
it wasn't
masterful.
nothing factual. Well, it was factual, but the way Kendrick did it, I'm I'm gonna put it towards you. I don't know what happened here. What the hell?
You all right? You can see me?
I don't know, man.
You can hear me all right? Yo, can you hear me?
I don't know what happened. Just went off.
Yo, you there?
Yeah. I don't know what happened. Just it just stopped working. I don't
Coming
know.
in and out. That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I hear what you're saying because, like, in the end of the day, like, Kendrick did a masterful job lyrically of kind of making it seem like I'll let you be the judge about Drake, you know? And see, another thing too, I hate this narrative out there that rappers don't lie or extend the truth in battles.
Yeah.
Nas and Jay-Z did that in Ether and Takeover. They both quote unquote lied or extended the truth on each other. First of all, Jay-Z told a lie about him, Nas's publishing, getting it from Search. I know who I paid, dog, all that. Because MC Search came out on Drink Champs and totally refuted that story that Jay-Z is telling a lie.
Yeah.
And then Nas called Jay, a homosexual. He called him a member of the community. He said gay-z, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
How many, you remember Ether, right?
Yeah.
And Jay-Z's not homosexual. I don't even know of any of all of the years Jay-Z having a controversial episode mentioned in the media about that. So if we really want to go by that, well, they lied on each other, and that's arguably the greatest battle of all time. So what's the big deal about it?
Yeah.
It's only a problem when it happens to Drake.
Yeah.
You can even argue Drake lied on Meek Mill a little bit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I think we living in a time now where you got a lot of, I'll just be honest, you got a lot of soft people out here. And I think a lot of these fans now, the internet has made a lot of these guys, not to go into all that, but feminine, soft.
I agree.
And they are, any little thing is like a microaggression to them. Everything
I
is.
think it's both the effeminate part, but more an emotional part, because they feel that their opinion matters so much more than the other guys that they have to put anything they see out there and latch onto it because they want to be right so bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's their problem, and that really has to do with their emotional state. They're over emotional men.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't handle taking a loss. You know what I mean? They can't tell. I'll be like, well, maybe I wasn't right on this, And that's really an emotional female deal, because what the females do, females can never admit they're wrong, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, fact, right?
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
what
a
it is.
female trait right there, my friend.
Yeah.
Straight
That's
up.
what it is.
All right. So where was I gonna go? Okay. So with all that, where does Drake go from here, man? Like, what does he do?
I this is why I said the silver lining comes in that. This actually, even though it's a loss for Drake, I think that Drake can capitalize off of this
Mm-hmm.
quickly and very easily. And this is just my opinion. He should do an album about the whole event, something totally different from what he usually does. Don't do no singing songs. Don't do
Right.
Just do an album about the entire event and be honest about it. Talk about how you and Kendrick, how it started, and I would do it in the fashion of like Pulp Fiction. You've seen Pulp Fiction before, right?
Oh yeah, that's a
I would
classic.
do it. I would do it in the fashion of Pulp Fiction, where the beginning will be at the end, the middle will be at the. You know what I'm saying? It would be like that, and I'll do it. I would kind of, and this, I hate to say it, I would kind of mirror Good Kid, Mad City. You know what I'm saying? In a way, but I would do that because this way, people are interested in stories, and they want to hear Drake's side. People don't really care about Kendrick's side because he won. Like Kendrick is already the champ.
Yeah.
Drake is the one that everybody wants to know how he really felt. And I think that at this point in his career, he has nowhere else to go but to do something different. His songs are not doing well no more. Like,
You don't hit like you used to, man.
he don't.
You
I
definitely
think
don't.
he has to change it up. Like, for real. Either that or diss Kendrick again. And say, I don't like how this
Round
played
two.
out. This
Yeah.
round two. You know what I'm saying? Then we get
Well-
some more content.
Well, in the end of the day, really, instead of the lawsuit, that's what he should have done. He should have
Yeah.
just kept it going. And when GNX came out, he should have came back with another diss record. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But back to your point, I think that would be perfect. That would be excellent way for him. Because listen, he's still one of or the biggest artists in the world. He's definitely top 5. It's not like he is going to like he's still going to have a core of fans that are going to respect what he does.
Yeah.
So I might not do it in the form of an album, but maybe a couple songs, maybe a trilogy, like at the beginning and maybe 3 songs, explaining the whole story and explaining the whole situation about how he felt.
Yeah.
And in the end of the day, people are going to get back with him.
Yeah.
People are going to understand where he comes from. And I do agree, he needs to switch it up. He does need to go back to more rapping, or I even say more of doing the emo stuff he did early in his career. Even though the emo rap era is kind of played out, but people, like you said, Reese, people want to hear his side of it.
Yeah.
Know how you really felt. I mean, we all know, like, in the end of the day, like, you really felt like you took an L, bro. Like, we see it on your face. You know what I mean? You can't go like you're unbothered. Like, just be honest about it.
Yeah.
And if you put back good music, you know what I mean? People are going to get back with it. I would kind of scrap this Iceman thing, man. Which, I mean, I have like kind of a theory. I kind of think he's going to put out one more single, and if it doesn't hit, I think he's going to just scrap it or put it out like a freebie album, like kind of like what Kanye does.
Yeah.
And just said, yeah, well, this is just a warm up because 2026 we go in another direction and just start afresh.
Yeah.
Because that's all you can do at this point. You got to put this behind you, bro. There's no sense in going for appeals or any of that shit. Nah, bro. Just focus on making great music and come back. And you know what I mean? Come back differently. Come back more creatively. Be the creative lyricist that you had the potential to be, and you'll gain fans back.
Yeah, that's true. I definitely think that. He should do something that he typically wouldn't do. drop a nuke on them. Like, nah, this ain't. I'm not doing nothing I used to do. Oh, that's the old. Like, come back new and improve. I think it'll work because people always want to hear something different, wear something new. But
Yeah.
he kind of got set back to the factory reset because now he can't. All the songs that he's doing now just ain't it. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't
Yeah.
it. So I don't know.
He can't go. If he keeps going this direction, he's definitely going to go in the Ja Rule direction. He's going to head that way. So he's got to be more creative and come back. But anyway, I'll tell you one thing, man. I'm glad it's over. Let's get back to hip hop. There's a lot of good music out there today. I mean, Doja Cat, I did a review on that album. She's got a hot, nice album out there. Mobb Deep dropped today, and I was actually surprised. A very dope album. Let's get back to talking about the music, and let's put all of this extra shit out of here, man. Let's get back to talking about real hip hop and who's good and who's putting out the better music, who's really rapping, who's putting out great songs. That's what it's really about.
Yeah, that's true.
So with that, man, thanks for joining me again. Definitely we're going to come back with some new content this week. We got to get to some reviews. Like I said, the Mobb Deep album came out. I will be reviewing that shortly. We got some new albums coming out later. I heard that Ransom, Reese, you hear this? Ransom and DJ Premier coming out with an album.
Oh yeah, today?
Oh yeah, not today. October 31st, I think.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah. We're gonna be all about that.
Yeah,
so definitely, there's a lot of good music out there. So definitely, you're gonna get to some reviews. With that, everybody enjoy the rest of your evening, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hip Hop Roundtable Reviews. Also, go over to Torture Talk, Torture Chamber. Check out Reese, King of the North. He has great content. What do you do? About like 3 videos a day, 4 videos a day?
Yeah, 3 videos a day.
A lot of content.
Yeah.
Hip hop content, music reviews, all the hot topics in hip hop, all the hot debate topics in hip hop. Definitely go over to his channel, check that out, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And with that, y'all have a good evening, and I'll catch up with y'all later. All right, peace.